Well, a lot has been said with regards to Ghana's opener at the 2026 FIFA World Cup. It has been labeled as a make or break game for the Black Stars on the backdrop of how it is increasingly difficult to probably play against Croatia and England. So I'm in support of anyone out there who is of the opinion that the Black Stars of Ghana, they have a chance of beating Panama. And I will say again that it's also on the backdrop of how the Black Stars have been inconsistent when it comes to their recent form. And you look at the AFCON, for instance, back-to-back AFCONs for the Black Stars, and they failed to make it from the group stage. In addition, they did not record a single win in those two tournaments. Ghana, again, missed out on AFCON 2025, which was a big-time low for Ghana football, because the last time the Black Stars missed out on the AFCON was as far back as in 2004. So the conversation is not in the interest of the Black Stars if you want to use recent form as a yardstick. And the only positive thing we can pick out from the performance of the Black Stars in recent times is Ghana qualifying for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, extensively, I'll be using data to do the analysis on Ghana's opener against Panama. If you look at the last 5 matches of the Black Stars, just opposing it to the last 5 matches of Panama, I believe it is so clear that the two teams are vulnerable at the back. Why am I saying this? Panama, they've been good in terms of goal scoring. In their last 5 matches, they've scored 9 goals. But at the back, they've been very porous because they've conceded 11 goals. Just opposing it to the Black Stars, they have scored only 3 goals in their last 5 matches, and they've also conceded 11 goals, meaning the two countries are very porous at the back. So on the D-Day, if a goal is recorded, it could be for Ghana, it could be for Panama, do not be surprised. Again, Panama comes in with an advantage when it comes to goal scoring because they have scored more in their recent outings compared to the Black Stars, who have only 3 goals. Now let's look at the breakdown of the data again. In Ghana's last 5 matches, they've recorded 4 defeats and they've drawn once. So 4 defeats, 1 drawn game, and that game was against Wales. It was a game that gave Ghanaians a bit of hope under Carlos Queiroz going into the 2026 FIFA World Cup. But to be fair, 4 defeats, 1 drawn game is not good to write home about. And wrapping up on the data of Ghana in recent friendlies, I would say it's a poor one for the Black Stars. Now, for Panama, they have 2 wins. They've drawn 2 matches as well. They have 1 defeat, and that defeat was against Brazil. They lost that game by 6 goals to 2, but if care is not taken, you'll be deceived by the scoreline because in that game, Panama did not disappoint. And one good thing, again, that I will hammer when it comes to Panama is that they find it so easy to score, and that is why they scored in all the 5 matches they've been involved in recently. A big win over Dominican Republic think they won that game by 4-2, lost to Brazil by 6-2, picked up a 2-1 win over South Africa, and they drew against Bosnia, and they also drew against South Africa. Compared to Ghana, 5-1 defeat to Austria. We lost to Germany by 2-1, lost to Mexico by 2-0, drew against Wales, and lost to South Korea by 1-0. Now, let's move on to tactics. For Panama, they will go into this game with their usual 3-4-2-1 formation. And with the 3-4-2-1 formation, they tend to have a lot of legs at the back, especially when they do not have the ball. So the 4 in midfield, 2 will pull out and support the defense. So the defense will now switch to a 5-man defense, and they will have 4 players right in front of the 5-man defense. They will have 1 player as the focal point of attack. So without the ball, they are very compact and they are very difficult to break down. So from 3-4-2-1 formation, it switches to 5-4-1. And they tend to also hit the opponent on the break. In the attacking third, whenever they launch an attack, they have a lot of players in the attacking third. Because with the 3-4-2-1 formation, they will basically have 5 players in attack when they are on offense, because of how the fullbacks will overlap continuously to support the team on offense. Now let's look at the Black Stars of Ghana in terms of their formation. They are likely to go into this game with a 4-2-3-1 formation. And again, for Carlos Queiroz, there is no way that you would expect him to go out there and take the lion's share of possession, exercise dominance on the game when it comes to control. Don't expect that from the Black Stars against Panama, knowing the fact that Carlos Queiroz is a coach who does not really put premium on possession. But when it comes to offensive transition, that is where you will probably see the Black Stars cause havoc against Panama. So without the ball, I expect that Ghana will switch to 4-5-1 without the ball. But if they are on offensive transitions, you'll be seeing 4-3-3, you'll be seeing 4-4-2 from the Black Stars of Ghana. But anytime they do not have the ball, expect the Black Stars of Ghana to be very compact and have a lot of legs right in front of their defense. Let's move on to coaching. Thomas Christiansen, he took over in 2020. And I must say that for Panama, they've been very consistent under Thomas Christiansen. When it comes to team synergy, cohesion, and flow, I will give it to Panama because of consistency. Under Thomas Christiansen, they've been to a couple of finals, CONCACAF Gold Cup tournament. They were in the finals. You take the CONCACAF Nations League, they made it to the finals. And in addition, the Copa America, they went all the way to the quarterfinals of that tournament. You look at the FIFA World Ranking, and again, Panama is ahead of Ghana. They are ranked 33rd, and it's a different story altogether if you look at the Black Stars. Under Carlos Queiroz, they've played just a match, and that was the game against Wales. That is not good for a team that is going to participate at the World Cup under a new coach. So, recent performance, I would say that Thomas Christiansen is ahead of Carlos Queiroz. But what you will give it to Carlos Queiroz, or the area that I think that Carlos Queiroz stands out, is experience, because he has been to the World Cup on numerous occasions, and I think this is going to be his 5th FIFA World Cup. So in terms of experience, I'll give it to Carlos Queiroz. It will be a difficult one, and I expect both countries to go all out because of the threat they are likely to face against England and Croatia. And again, because they do not have a lot in common against Croatia and England. For Croatia, they are a tournament team. For England, they've been very consistent in as much as the last time they won the World Cup was in 1966. They've been to back-to-back European tournament finals. In 2018, they made it to the semis of the FIFA World Cup. So gradually, they are getting there. And for Croatia, a tournament team, I must say, third place in 1998, made it to the finals in 2018, went all the way to the semi-finals in 2022. So I expect the Black Stars of Ghana and Panama to have a cagey game. And if you push me to the wall, historically, Ghana stands out compared to Panama, because for Panama, their first experience of the FIFA World Cup was a humiliation. They lost all their matches at the group stage, just opposing it to Ghana, who made a huge impact in its first World Cup in 2006. So a difficult one, but if you push me to the wall, I think this is a game that Panama slightly comes in with a bit of advantage over Ghana. I'm not so enthused. I'm not really happy with the preparation of Team Ghana. But if there is one thing you cannot take away from the Black Stars, that will be the experience of their coach, Carlos Queiroz. Again, continuously, the Black Stars, they've been disappointing in major tournaments, and I do not think that playing against Panama, there will be a bit of magic from the Black Stars. If Ghana is to record positive results against Panama, it will all boil down to the tactical ingenuity of Carlos Queiroz. I do not expect plenty goals in that game because both teams will come in looking very compact, making it difficult for each other to penetrate and score a lot of goals. So I'll wrap up by saying that the goals will be few, and I do not think that the Black Stars will win this game. If they are to win this game, it will take something special from the Black Stars to win this game.